Hello, this is the Red Pill Dispensary. All right, so I'm just getting used to this setup that they have here. So apparently you can't go on you can't like, for instance, I can't play this video. Is that true? Oh wait, maybe you can.
Ways.
All right, good,
I just
good, because there's stuff I wanted to play you. Okay, so that's really good. Could you guys
got upset
see
because you know
that?
what?
Can you
Lately, I
hear
see
that?
so many people who have no around that long. Um,
Could you guys? All right, I want to get straight to it. All right, so first I want to talk about the debate real quick. Okay, so I have a huge problem with the whole, and I'm not the only one. I have a huge problem with the structure of the debate. We've become so used to it that we almost feel like it has to be like that. Um, it just doesn't make sense. Not for it might work for your college debate team or your high school debate team or your middle school debate team, but it doesn't work for who we pick as the most powerful man in the world and the president of the United States. Now, as far as by the standards of the shitty 1 minute, that's all you can say, debate that went on, it was literally 2-on-1, and he still destroyed them. It's just, if you're not allowed to speak, you only get 1 minute to say all you can. You always, everything he said was gold, and then they just cut him off, and literally Wallace wouldn't let him speak. It was like really weird. Um, why in this day and age? Now, I first heard Joe Rogan say this, but I had wondered it before. I had like found it really like weird because they're describing things like tax plans, health care in 1 minute, and they have to make sure that they say a couple catchphrases, and they don't just talk about their plan. They have to trash the other person's plan and say it in a witty way that it's gonna make the headlines the next day. You gotta do all that in 1 minute. So that's ridiculous. Are we children? Like, that's my biggest thing with the debates. It's not anything to do with how the debate went, because I think the debate went great. Um, it was just annoying. Just watching it brought up that feeling of like, oh, in the United States of America, we haven't like gotten this right yet. Like, we're still doing these stupid debates with these, like, as soon as we found out that Hillary had the questions in 2016, we should have scrapped these friggin' debates. I'm telling you, put two of them in a room with like a Joe Rogan, or it doesn't have to be Joe Rogan. He said he would do it, by the way. But anybody, someone that people trust, right? On both sides. And it doesn't matter because that person's not going to be talking much anyway. It can be anyone. Put them both in there, and all you need to do is just bring up a topic. You just say healthcare. Let them talk as long as they want. They talk. Let them talk. And they can sit down. Joe Biden could get one of his requests for the debate was to get like three breaks and so he can go sit down. That's standing up for too long. Trump used that like chum in the water. He's like, what? He goes, I stand for 5 hours a day. You know what you have to do to be president? I don't think this guy knows what he's getting into. And it's true. You can tell he doesn't know whether to listen to the Bernie people, the moderate people. He doesn't know who he is anymore. It's really weird. It's like they give it, but I will give them credit for this. No gaffes. I was surprised. I barely hear him talk without either saying something extremely stupid that makes no sense, or just muttering his words. Well, he did a lot of word muttering, but he didn't like say, when he said something, he did well at not getting caught in his head, and which is sad. I don't like to see that. Like, but if he's running for president, sorry, like, you know, I want to see that, and it sucks, but I just want the American people to understand. But you look at Trump, he doesn't even prepare. He just wings it. He just wings it. And he does so great. And all of a sudden, remember 4 years ago? Trump, he can never debate with the real politicians. Now it's like the real politicians could never debate with Trump. He's too great a debater. He's too great a speaker. And then they don't want to say that, so they just say, well, he makes us sound good because he just lies. But it's not true. Literally, like, I'm not even being biased. That's the thing. Like, as I'm thinking these things, I'm like, am I being biased because in the past 4 years, oh, 8 years really, um, but I'm thinking of what, back in '08, I wanted Obama. I was younger, that's how I was more liberal. My views are a little different. Basically the same for the most part, but a little different. Um, as you get older into your 30s, you start to realize, a lot of bullshit and manipulation. They manipulate young people big time. I mean, you look at what's going on now. This is the biggest manipulation of a whole generation I've ever seen. You would think that we were going to war. That's the only time we manipulate a whole young generation. Like for me, it was 9/11, and everything that came after that. Then World War II and Vietnam. They manipulated their youth. Our country did manipulated. The fighting age men. Um, and it's the truth. But now they're being manipulated into Black Lives Matter, white guilt, white privilege. Which, by the way, listen, I get it that a black person, that I can never understand what a black person feels when they walk in somewhere and all eyes are on them and they know that people are judging them and like gripping their purses a little bit harder. I get that. Okay? But okay, outside of stuff like that, okay? There's I'm gonna, this is what it is. The white privilege thing is bullshit. You go out to some of these rural areas, like you go to the way I grew up, we were rough and tough. By 15, I was police and all kinds of stuff. Just I could tell you stories. I just don't want to even get into these stories. I'm not getting into war stories. But trust me, I had been through the ringer by the time I was 25, 24, 23, 16. I mean, I'm talking like real serious stuff and on a constant basis. And so, it's just, I've been, put it this way, I've been beaten by the cops. When I say beaten, I mean beaten, where like people had to drag them off me. in 3 different cities in Massachusetts. All right? So take for that what you will. Um, so like literally beaten. I'll name the cities. Lowell, Billerica, and Medford. I'll name them. Most recent one was Lowell. But anyways, nothing like that has happened in the past 7 years of my life. So, um, I want to get back to the topic. I just wanted to make that point. Like I get what that they're trying to say. Like but you know, there's some points that they need to listen to as well. All right, so the debate, this setup. So you have, so literally, like Wallace will ask Trump a question. Obviously, a very complicated subject. It's a lot of the questions are like hate questions. You know what I mean? They're like really ugly questions. His first question was really ugly. And then he started arguing with Trump, debating the whole premise of the question. And it went on for a while. And Wallace is every time Trump was gonna he's gonna like start. He's wanted to keep. He wants to tell the American people, hey, do you know what Biden's been up to for 47 years in government? Do you know he wrote the laws that mass incarcerated all the African Americans in this country? Do you know that this guy, his son, he's a drug addict? Okay, none of our business. But he used his son. His son's not smart enough to go over there and get millions and the numbers are going higher and higher every week. I can't believe what the numbers are now, because now this new Moscow, the mayor of Moscow, his wife gave him, what was it? I don't want to say it wrong. Either 3 million or 30 million. It was either 3 or 30. I know it was 3. And million. It might have been 300. I forget. It's just a ridiculous amount of money. Gave it to him. That looked like a loan. No, not it. But it's all bullshit. She gave it to him, and then a favor is done in return, because Biden's vice president. He just goes and tells his daddy. Daddy doesn't have to go. His hands are clean. Hey, if Hillary got elected like she was supposed to, none of this would be known. And then they caught wind that, hey, that not only, so the last one was Russia. I just mentioned that one. But they caught wind. Oh, China too. Oh, and Ukraine. So Trump gets impeached for trying to find out about these things. Does that make any sense? It doesn't to me. We need to get that out of politics. People like that who are gonna send their son. That's why they always use, you always want to follow their spouses. If it's a man, follow the husband. If it's a woman, follow if you're Pete Buttigieg, yeah. If you're a man, follow the wife. If you're a woman, follow the husband. For instance, who haven't you heard from in a while? Ilhan Omar. Oh, she laundered and stole over, what was it? Close to, is it close to like a 3/4 billion? It's like 750. Oh, is it close to 3/4 million? I gotta have to look up. It's a ridiculous amount of money, and she washed that money all through her husband, who, by the way, let's put it this way: Um, when he walks, he floats a little bit and has some pixie dust. All right, and I'm not making fun of anyone for anything. All right, he's a gay man. Her real husband, for political reasons, out of Qatar, where she was funded, Muslim Brotherhood. Damn, I'm saying some shit today. This is all fact. This isn't rumor. This is fact. Like it's been proven so many times over that they just admitted it now. So she was married to her brother, and obviously politically in America that won't play that well. Up in Minnesota, although Minnesota isn't exactly what it used to be after um, they brought, it was like a ridiculous amount of Somalis over, and that's how America's been built. Don't get me wrong. It's been like the Italians and Portuguese and the well, Italians maybe a little earlier, like 20s, because then they were the biggest group to fight in World War II. You know, the Irish back in the Civil War, the Portuguese in the 40s and World War II. You know what I mean? It's just been and now it seems to be like South America and Central America especially, and South America, Brazil, Honduras, El Salvador, Mexico, all those places. That seems to be the past 20 years, right? Maybe 30 years. That's the way this country's built. So I'm not like bashing it. But a bunch of Somalis came and they put them in one place. That's what I don't like. And I get it. They want them to feel comfortable and they'll build their own markets. And that's going to happen anyways. They're going to congregate. I get it. But now you have Ilhan Omar in there, and Sharia law. We're all walking around with masks on our face. And listen, some people might think that's a stupid connection. I don't, because there's been a plan in place for a long time, and had Hillary won, who we're gonna get to in a second. That's the whole reason I need to screen share. I just want to talk about the debate first. And now I'm starting to get into other stuff. I tend to do that. Okay, I'm going to get right into Hillary. And if Hillary won, I don't even know what would be the deal right now. Okay, it would be bad. That's all I know. For sure, some type of conflict with North Korea would have happened. Who knows, I mean, what this woman was capable of. And what you learn is, it's not just her. It was Obama. It's all of them. Every single one of them. It's disgusting. So I've been telling you, I've known this for years. I've been telling you this since I created this channel. I've been beating the drums the last 3 videos. If you watch my last 3 videos, not that many. I'm honestly like, I know that they must be like messing with my videos or something, but like for instance, this one, 193 views. If somebody was to watch that, they would have found out the next day's like huge news, literally, and news to come. Where's Intel Dump Part 1? Oh yeah, they hit that one with it's right here, but they hit it. It's so funny. They hit it with a what's it called? Copyright strike. And not from you, just because like an ad played, So because an ad played, they hit it. If you want, if someone's sharing video and going around the internet, you can there's ads everywhere. You can easily hit them on a copyright strike if you want. Easily. So they hit me. They hit me a couple of days before that too on this video. Now I suggest people watch these videos, and a lot of you did, but a lot of people didn't. I just can't believe it. I really can't. This video, smoke screen, all this stuff. You know, all everything I'm showing you here. It's like literally today coming, and I kept on saying it. This channel ages well, and this isn't pride. This isn't anything like that. This is like I'm getting a little bit annoyed because it's like I do this to get the information out, and it's just not getting out to enough people. People aren't sharing. I don't know what it is. They're definitely censoring me. I know that. So that's definitely. I understand that's a huge factor. But anyways, so yesterday, so I was been telling you guys for a long time about Hillary and the whole, Obama, and he knew all about what was going on. In fact, he was quarterbacking the thing because she was focusing on the campaign. And so while he's quarterbacking the thing, he always had Samantha Powers look at things first, look into things. Anytime you see Samantha's Powers, and it's like, what was she doing? That was Obama. That was Obama getting the information. She was always first. It's because she'd be told to go do it. And he's still running a shadow government behind the scenes. To this day. It's crazy, man. It really is crazy. So the last one to do it, for whatever reason, was Biden. And then on about the 12th, now it was still done after that, but people had unsealed it multiple times. So the last person to do it for the first time was Biden. That was kind of weird. And he did it like I believe it was January 12th. Because that afternoon, he got that medal. Remember? It's like the highest honor you can get. The Medal of Honor is the highest. But then I know they have the Medal of Freedom for civilians, but what is it that if you give a vice president? I don't know, but it's a very high honor that do not belong on him. Someone who's written some of the worst law that's ruined black lives in this country. Wouldn't be having the problems that are going on today if it wasn't for that. I don't think people would be like as judged as racist. It's just they're killing each other. They don't care about anything. Listen, take them. You stuff them into these hoods. What do you expect? To pull themselves up by their bootstrap when their whole generation. There's not that many fathers around, and that's not because that's a particular race that doesn't have fathers. And I'm touching on dangerous grounds, but I'm a very honest man, so it's going to come across right. It's because that's the way it's set up. Do you guys know that back in the day, in the 70s, they would go around house to house, and if there was a male in the house, they'd take away their welfare. They would take away their welfare. That's a huge thing. So the 70s, 80s, they would take away your welfare if you had a man in the house. All right? Those are the politics of those days. If there's a man in the house, he should be making money. Doesn't matter. We don't want to hear your problems. We don't want to hear you can't find a job. Doesn't matter. Oh, you got a record? We don't want to hear it. That's even worse. Now you're definitely not getting welfare. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's like. Anyway, so now, I don't know if all of you guys have seen what I'm about to show you, but it's going to blow your mind. Now, for most of you already heard it. By the way, the last video, Gus the Broken, I told him in the comments that he can come back. But listen, when someone spams the chat, especially with like swears and talking shit, like talking shit to me, talking shit to other people, listen, I know that I'm very lenient with stuff, but you got to give them a timeout, and then if they continue, boot them. I mean, I don't know. I had to do like a shakeup. I don't know. And you know, I just don't require much. You know what I mean? It's just when he was doing that, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I had to do it myself eventually. Um, and this is after it already posted, so I don't even know if that worked. To be honest with you. So, anyways, all this stuff I've been telling you these last few videos, it's all coming true. Um, and you guys are seeing it. Some of the stuff I've been telling you for years, right? For years. Some of the stuff for months. It depends on what the topic is. But if you've been with this channel for a long time, like those of you who've been here forever, I mean, you guys will always be mods. You know who you are, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys probably feel my frustration, where the numbers are the same. I don't care about the numbers for other people. Care about the numbers because it's like ad revenue. It doesn't matter. I don't. What's it called? I'm demonetized. I can't believe I'm still on YouTube. To be honest with you, I can't believe they haven't taken me down. Especially when I'm putting out the information I am, not just here, but on Twitter. So check this out. Oh, I can't stand that kid. Such a faker. See, he won't touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole. The Midnight Rider. Oh yeah. So by the way, with all the events that have happened, or maybe by the end of the video, because you'll catch a few more. Do you guys realize that letter, this whole time, that letter, right, it's real. There's no doubt. You can't say that it isn't. You can maybe say that in the end it's guiding us, off a cliff. You can say that. I'll accept that. I mean, that's within the realm of possibility. I think it's a very small possibility. I don't think that's the case. I think it's, legit. This is just something that had to be done. And they realized the media, they never changed the media because of who it's owned by. When 6 companies owns all the media, this is what you get. And oh, by the way, one thing on the debates before I show you this. One thing I always do, I even told myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch any opinion shows until I watch this debate. I watched the debate twice. I came out of it feeling how I felt, thinking about how I felt. I wrote down, on each segment, I wrote down things. And, like I said, I'll say one good thing about Biden, because everything else was horrible. It was horrible. Like, his plan, the Green New Deal, right? He literally changed his mind on stage. And Trump goes, whoa! He goes, okay, damn, thank you for that one. You just lost the left. He really did. So he did have a gaffe, except I think he meant to do it because he was getting called out that it's going to cost $100 trillion. He was saying 20 billion. There's a big difference between 20 billion and 100 trillion. So Trump had all the numbers, he had it all. When he was talking about his son, he was talking about the exact numbers from each country. He made it sound as bad as possible. I mean, you guys know all this stuff about Hunter. It was brutal. It was brutal. But every time that he started to bring this stuff up or he started to bring up how, you know, he's like, I have been fighting enemies from the front, from the rear, from from overhead, from the beneath me, from side to side. He's like, there's things that people will never know, and I know what he's talking about. There's been so many attempts on him. Okay, there really has. Um, so you know, listen, this guy, he's really stood up for the people, and I don't know. I don't understand the Americans that watch that. Like, and so anyway, so then this morning I was like, I want to see how they twist it. Like, how could they possibly say, like, Trump isn't being genuine? Well, they start saying he's a liar. They're like, first of all, he said that many more would have died under Biden, maybe like 2 million, according to the models, which are wrong anyways. But many more would have died under Biden. And she goes, that's simply, we don't know that. That is simply untrue. There's no way he can say that. That is a lie. And in my head, I'm like, what? Didn't Biden call him a xenophobe for shutting down the borders? So he shuts down the border with China. The earlier you shut down that border, you save lives exponentially every day that border stays open. A lot more people die, will end up dying. More elderly people or people who are already sick, things like that. You know, it's just like it blows my mind the things they say. And then all the stuff about Hunter is straight up corruption. They don't talk about the other half of the deal is that Daddy will play ball. They don't mention that. They just go and him going after his family. It's disgusting. Now the way they're painting it is it was too negative and vicious and well, you know what? You only give people 1 minute. 1 minute. You got to talk about their plan, your plan, and get a buzzword in there. Get out of here. It's just so phony. It's so phony. Sit down for 3 hours in a room, lock the door, and let's put the cameras in there and let's hear it. Let's really hear it. Let's really find out who you are. Because you know what Trump was doing the whole time? And then, Wallace starts yelling at him to stop. But he didn't care. He kept doing it. It was a strategy. Because he knew, and because one of the things going into it, he said, I want his ears checked for listening devices, for people telling him what to say. All right? Because he's been caught doing that a lot when he does speeches. The guy's not all there. It's very sad, but he's running for president. All right, so what happens was, oh my head, what was I just saying? With Wallace, oh yeah, so he keeps interrupting Biden. Biden would be like he would start to get in a flow. As soon as he gets in that flow, Trump would be like, kind of like he would do it to Hillary too. It's smart, very smart tactic. And he even told Biden, he goes, one thing you should never, ever say about me again is I'm not smart. And they stared at him for like a good 5 seconds. He was not messing around. And it's true. He's a stable genius. Think about how many things he's doing. And he delegates very well. It's the most important thing a leader can do is delegate. Delegate responsibilities to the right people. Not, because in the end, it's going to have your name on it. So you better find the best person for the job. That's why he fires so many people. He goes through people really quick. But yeah, he kept interrupting him because Biden, this whole time, he's been in a basement. While Trump's going around the world being a president, this guy's in a basement. He's not doing speeches. He's just in a basement. And last night was literally the result of all that time in that basement. That was it. He's all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, because Trump was really pushing him. He goes, you tell me. He said, say it. You're saying that the Green New Deal isn't $100 trillion. Are you saying that, Joe Biden? And then he goes, I don't support the Green New Deal. And he goes, what? What do you mean? He's like, no, I have a. He goes, I don't support it. After he was just talking about it costing 20 billion, and then he tried to fix it. He goes, I have something called the Biden deal, and he literally changed everything. And the left won't be happy about that. They won't. That was what they loved that. That was like why they would go along with someone like Biden, and despite what they did to Bernie. So they're gonna lose a lot of voters over that, in my opinion. And these are crazy people, but yeah, you know. Okay, so check this out, guys. I'm so excited to show you this. We've been telling you, all right. Like I said, this channel ages very well. Yet we get like 100 and something views on each channel. Okay, yeah. If you told me there was a channel that like they give you information. Every show, there's a good amount of information. Some shows, a lot of information. And it all comes true. And they make crazy they're the first on a lot of things. They find a lot of things on their own, like the 666 patent. That hadn't been found. I just found that. And it blew my mind. Because I look through patents all the time. It gives me insight as to what's coming. There's a lot of stuff coming with bugs, kind of like the mosquitoes that they released, how they're genetically modified. Well, these things have been out for already. The mosquitoes that are like, they're like computers, little tiny computers, and they can be used for all types of different things. But it's just really weird. It's really weird. Anyway, so okay. Let's get to this information. Oh, where's the best place to look at it? So, guys, by the way, I would check it here and there because I think they censor it. Like, I bet you guys aren't getting this on your phones. My community post. So, Clinton operation in February 2016 and named Operation Trump. Oh, that's not the right word. It's actually Swift. It should say Swift. Trump Swift Boat Project. That's what they called basically setting him up to look like he's working with Russia. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly. Oh. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly. I did had some spelling errors here, but basically what I'm saying is because it was during the debate. It was like right when the debate was about to start, they released this information. So it's very interesting how they did that. They didn't talk about it, but they released it. And like I told you guys, it's gonna be dominoes, and it all was gonna start. Remember C before D, Coates before DECLASS, and by Coates we mean the D&I director, Dan Coates, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. He's a deep stater. We left him in there for even longer than I thought. We took him out, put in someone, and this is a common thing that we put someone in. They do some work. They make some moves that have to be done because this all has to be done by the book for it to have the results that are needed, which is justice and healing and awakening of this country. and God back in our lives and in schools and you know I don't know. I don't know. I that's what I believe. I can see someone say, I don't want God shoved down my kid's throat. Yeah, well, okay, all right, whatever. Like, there's other things that they say is child abuse. Well, that's your kid. Why can't in Massachusetts? Why can't I not get the flu shot for my kid? Because I'm worried about it. Why can't I do that? Our government just signed something saying it's mandated. If my kid is going to go to school, I have to do that. Oh, so in sometimes the choice goes to the parent, and other times the choice goes to the government. So it has to be one or the other. If we're just gonna pick little things I don't like it. Anyway, so look at this. This is an email. So this is one of those emails that you guys have never seen. All right, you guys all remember the emails from 4 years ago. Well, here we are looking at the emails again, except this one was classified, highly classified. So it didn't. Let's see. On February 26, 2016, at 8:36 p.m., Jennifer Palmieri wrote, "Gee, thanks, Joel. We thought we could half-ass it. Let's discuss. Sent from my iPhone. Joel Johnson." And by the way, these people work. I think one worked. One was like a. We're talking like the top, real high in their campaign. One was with Hillary. Either both were with Hillary, or one might have been with Bernie, only because of this. And so, hey, Bernie people, listen to this too. Here's them talking about how they basically screwed them. I know you can't look past Bernie and oh, okay. You know what? I read that wrong the first time. All they're saying is this is before the March primaries, so they don't want to look past it and just assume. Although I think that's tongue in cheek. Like even if he's winning, we are gonna take it from him, which they did. But who is in charge of the Trump Swift boat project? Now, I know anyone that just has this email, it means nothing. There's no proof here. But when you have all the information, oh, this is definitely what they're talking about. It's 100% what they're talking about. They wouldn't release it as part of the evidence if it wasn't what they're talking about. So Trump's Swift boat project needs to be ready, funded, and unleashed when we decide, but not a half-ass scramble. All right, does that sound like it's anything but, So this is setting him up to make it look like Russia, and then we cannot forget, never forget those 2.5, 2 years of Mueller. And every day, every night show, every cable news, they used all of their political cap. Like, cable's over. News is over. They used up all their credibility talking about this shit every day. And it's one thing for it not to be true, it's another thing that Hillary made it up. And in fact, she was the one that was like in bed with Russia doing all this dirt. And it's fact. This is what was released last night during the debate. A lot of people don't know. I mean, some people do, cause, if you saw my post. But if you didn't see my post, you might be finding this out for the first time. Although I've been talking about this for years, literally since 2017. And I bring it up quite often. All right, so I write. If you haven't noticed, it's happening. All right? And that's true. And something is coming bigger than the Hillary Rodham Clinton while Obama knew. So that's the other part of this story. Obama knew. They know that for a fact. Obama knew what Hillary was doing. She was running a campaign. He ended up stepping in. January 5th, had that meeting. Beforehand, had some people look into, they try to find all these different ways to do it. So not only are we going to screw them, okay, how we get evidence when there's no evidence? The Steele dossier, yeah. And we'll use the FISA courts, okay. And we'll just keep on renewing it. And as long as, hey, James Comey, you'll definitely play ball. You're dirty. Okay. All right. So you'll play ball. So you'll swear to the judge and just lie. Okay. Cool. Same thing with McCabe. All right. Cool. And John Brennan, you'll basically, literally, like make sure the whole thing runs as it should, behind the scenes. Okay. Cool. All right. Samantha Powers, you unmask whoever that person is. I want you to find out who it is, that is looking at who has an idea that we might be up to something. Oh, it's General Flynn. Oh, all right. This is what we're gonna do. Struck. You're gonna take him into a room. You're gonna interview him. McCabe. Or McCabe, one of them. I forget which one. You're gonna take him to a room, interview him. You're gonna ask him so many questions, and then you're gonna start going after his kids. And then if you still don't get them by then you just get them on, a technicality, like like something like a technicality, and we'll just charge him. But he won't be convicted. We're gonna drag it out. Seriously, and that was a if they can get past Mueller, and the whole reason for the Mueller thing. Check this out. The whole reason for the Mueller thing was to tamper with the evidence. They wanted to know how much do they have on us, because we bleached our phones. Our computers are all, we had the top computer, like IT guys. Make sure that all the information is gone. Well, you would think that they know that we have certain technology at NSA. It's never gone, buddy. And they got it all. And they're so fucked. And they know it. They know it. And the thing is, the dominoes have to fall. So all their attempts have failed. They try to impeach president because he starts looking into Biden has all his dirt is coming out. And then now we're finding out this, even though we knew, and what was said. This is what surprised me. I heard that there's gonna be something coming very soon that's bigger than Hillary Clinton being behind the whole Trump-Russia thing, and it being fake. It's like if you heard those words 2 years ago, which if you were watching my channel you did, but if that was said in the news, it would be huge news. But now a couple years have passed, and that's the only thing that sucks. The Republicans don't fight dirty. They like the Democrats. You know what I mean? They need to fight. They don't fight dirty. But you know why? They're trying to play it by the book. But what's bigger than Clinton doing that? And Obama knowing about it. That was included as well in the DECLASS. By the way, it was DECLASS by DNI Ratcliffe. And certain dominoes had to fall. Like I was saying, Coates had to be replaced. You had to put someone else in there to release some other stuff. That's when they released the Inspector General's report. That's when the public got a glimpse that this might be going on, that they used the FISA and all this stuff. but it's so much worse than they could even imagine. So it goes so deep. They got it all. They got them. So and Trump kept on saying that last night too. I just don't know what's bigger than him. What is it? The Pope? I mean, I keep on thinking Soros because I've seen him being mentioned a lot. This guy Paul Revere, this Midnight Rider, he's been mentioning George Soros a lot. So it might be that. But anyway, all I know is it's gonna be soon. Um, and it's huge. It's bigger than this. So, do you guys want to see this? Let me start at the beginning right here. Told you in the last two Intel dump shows, have known it for 3 years. Trump was only playing with his food after the first debate. He is going to feast on Biden. All right, I'm talking to this. Although he wrecked him, Mayor of Moscow wife gives millions to Biden and Ukraine and China. Yeah, he is he's uneducated. Which that's not a dig if someone didn't go to college or something, but if you're getting millions from the mayor's wife of Moscow and China and Ukraine, like, and you have no education and you got kicked out of the military for doing coke, that's it's the type of discharge and what you did. You got a dishonorable because you sniffing coke. Like what? In the military, like that's crazy to me. That doesn't happen often in the military. You get the weed thing sometimes, but you don't get hard drugs. All right, so and by the way, yeah, Biden was definitely on Adderall last night. By the way, um, definitely, but he did all right. He did all right. He kept it together for the most part. But he did drop his big $100 million Green New Deal. Okay, there's the story.
It's breaking tonight. Some pretty big allegations against Hillary Clinton and involving former President Obama. The director of national intelligence says that U.S. intelligence agencies obtained insight into Russian intel analysis, alleging that Clinton approved a plan to manufacture a scandal against then-candidate Trump in 2016, and that President Obama was aware of it.
It was a letter from the Director of National Intelligence to the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It also has that it can't be verified in that letter, but correspondent David Spunt has all the details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, Martha, good evening to you. Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe declassified this Russian intelligence assessment on the eve of testimony by fired FBI Director James Comey. Now, Ratcliffe took over as DNI back.
All right. So this is going to get into another. This is going to be interesting. But anyway, that's the one thing to say. I got a lot of people to call today. I mean, I've known it's definite true, but now it's reported it's reported. You notice how they said allegations? So it's still allegedly, but it's real. The whole thing's a puzzle piece, and now the puzzle piece makes a picture. All right, I'm gonna play.
In May, he's a former Republican congressman from Texas, and hours ago he wrote a letter to Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham from the Senate summarizing allegations that former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton okayed a plan that would throw then-candidate Donald Trump into the middle of a scandal with Russia. Part of this says, quote, in late July 2016, U.S. intelligence agencies obtained insight into Russian intelligence analysis alleging that U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had approved a campaign plan to stir up a scandal against U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump by tying him to Putin and the Russians' hacking of the Democratic National Committee. Then it goes on to say in the next sentence, the IC does not know the accuracy of this allegation or the extent to which the Russian intelligence analysis may reflect exaggeration or fabrication. It continues, according to his handwritten notes, former CIA agency director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security officials details on the intelligence, including the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton on July 26, 2016, of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services. The letter, Brett and Martha, goes on to say that on September 7th, 2016, intelligence officials forwarded a referral to FBI Director Comey about, quote, U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private mail server. Senator Lindsey Graham says the new evidence goes to show, quote, there may have been a double standard by the FBI regarding allegations against the Clinton campaign in Russia, and whether these allegations are accurate is not the question. The question is, did the FBI investigate the allegations against Clinton like they did Trump? A spokesman with Hillary Clinton told Fox News in an email this afternoon, Lindsey Graham is peddling baseless bull, expletive. That's the only fact here. Fox News contributor Dan Hoffman, who worked for the CIA in Moscow, questions the timing and substance of these allegations.
Clinton spokesperson.
There are a lot of questions about the sourcing of the reporting. Was it human intelligence or signals intelligence? Which agency obtained it?
I can answer that. So I worked in signals intelligence. So sorry about that, guys. I hope you're still there. Oh no, this is a whole new show? What's going on? Is this a whole new show? What the intelligence services and our intelligence services, we aren't supposed to. I should say we aren't supposed to, all right? Thank you, Patriot Act. And listen, this isn't, I had a top secret clearance. I was in signals intelligence. Anyone doesn't know. But, you know, I'm never going to talk about anything classified that I was exposed to then. But I can say that, thank you, Patriot Act. So we're not supposed to listen to Americans. You need a warrant. You need a really good reason. Or that's what the FISA court is for. But now they're making a mockery of the FISA court, using it for political purposes and bullshit to set someone up. So...
yeah, there's the card.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
See, my mind off track. So basically, saying that isn't. Don't worry, it's not. Because I always have to really think what I'm saying, but I'm just saying general things that I've learned on YouTube and just through research. I don't have any access to any top secret information. I have sources, but they don't have top secret clearances, you know. But they know a lot. When they contact me, I get very excited. I haven't heard from them lately, but I'm pretty good on my own. I hope they hit me up soon. If you guys are listening. Anyways, so also it's their own attempt to frame Trump. That's what it is. You take that information. That's proof. Idiot. This has been lying for so long. I don't think there's one Democrat who leaves a word coming out of this guy. And it's about one of the most crooked people that there's ever been in politics. Hillary Clinton. And this guy. I don't care. I do not care. You could take someone out of San Francisco that's 60 years old with same haircut, pantsuit, and she still wouldn't believe this guy.
A lot of open questions there, and yes, the timing before the first debate makes one wonder about it.
Oh, the timing. And that's what they're going to use. They're going to be like, oh, they're doing, this is all, they're, you know, there's still a lot to be, no. They have to release it all. And they have to do it in a drip, drip, drip fashion. And every drip is also a domino. A big domino was General Flynn. When that was dismissed, that opened the doors. Because the discovery from that case all of a sudden can be used. Boom, next domino goes down, and then this Hillary domino goes down. So it's gonna hit another domino. They're just gonna keep going down. You guys watch, and there's gonna be something bigger than Clinton. And maybe it's just like the crime is so horrific. I just don't know. Maybe it is Obama just on something else. Maybe it's that. Actually, I think it's that. That would be, if I had put money on it, I would say it's Obama, but it's not on what we already know. He knew about it. Okay. He knew about it. Okay. He had the meeting January 5th with everybody and knew about it. Okay. That it's really bad, and he set this whole thing off, but he kept his, they made sure, because he's still running the shadow government. I mean, he's still running the shadow government. You want to talk about deep state? This is what's left of the deep state is fighting behind the scenes. They've done a good job of rooting them out, and it's perfect. Things like Sessions, he made it sound like he hated Sessions, even when he lost his election. It doesn't matter. Sessions already did his part. Sessions, friggin', they used to have like a nickname for like playing possum, and that's exactly what they did. I'm telling you. In the end, find out that Sessions and Trump were. I know that seems like a stretch, but I know this. I know that. So so what can I tell you today for the future? And by the way, I have much more. I'm not done. Not much more. We ain't done here. I want to load my thing. Come on. Don't be scared. All right, you know what? We'll go to Twitter then. You know what? All right. We'll go to Twitter. There we go. It tried to take down my internet for a second. That was weird. It's like the internet went down. All right. This woman's amazing, by the way, Catherine Herridge. She gets a lot of good information, and did the all those people at midnight. She obviously has a mission, and it has to do with the pen. Follow the pen. A lot of them have the meaning, but the clear meaning as well, and that's literally the pen. Like you can look back to in 2018, those ones, they all came up with date and time. And it's pretty easy. You put one pointing at 2, another pen pointing at 5, another pen pointing at 2, and it's, May 10th. Pretty simple. So check this out. On wiped, special counsel. So now we're talking, what did I say? What did I say about Mueller? This is breaking. What I'm telling you right now is breaking right now. It just got released 2 minutes ago. What did I say about prosecute them? On wiped special counsel phones. And by the way, I wish I had said his name. I've been looking at this guy. I've known he's going down for a long time. And I don't know what it is. There's something to. They always say good boy and have their dog. I don't know what it is. They're communicating. They're military. Pursuit of truth. amazing guy. He didn't like some of the, he had, he leaned right. NYU Law and MSNBC legal analyst, 20 plus years at Justice Department. And dirty as fuck. Oh, I think he works at the Southern District in New York, which is really like the biggest cases in the world. I mean, in the country, which basically means the world. Is the Southern District in New York. Why I don't know, but like there's federal buildings all over the place. Boston, we have our federal building, and they arranged marathon. He was trying, and they were so worried. There was so many people there to beat him up or shoot him, and like turned his case because they said I'm getting off topic, but I just want to. I mentioned this in a different video, but they overturned his case, but no one was watching. It was like 6 a.m. It was like the 5th hour. I think there was like 2 people in there. Tony was there. And I think West Texas. Anyways, the Boston law. So now they're saying he didn't and couldn't get a fair trial in Boston. It was a federal building. Anyways, okay. So 10 years as defense counsel. All right. So talking about the dogs and how they're communicating through dogs for a long time. There's something to it. And also he's a very good boy. They'll talk about National Suicide Awareness Month, and they put the phone up. All of a sudden, someone dies. It's really weird. It was all of the ways in which we had backup data. Okay, so see what she's talking about. She has so much, I'm telling you. Oh wow, she's busy today. This is gonna take forever to go through. And oh man, I don't care. I'll go through it. Let's go. Let's do it. This is like I'm telling you, this is great information. Trust me. And you learn a lot from her. So if you want to check her out, there she is. There's her name. So here's the Flynn thing. Flynn, first 30, Judge Sullivan summarizes arguments for against DOJ's dismissal and will invite input parties. Sullivan emphasizing, repeating twice, that Rule 48A, and this judge knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. He knows once this is dismissed, it's going to be dismissed. And once he dismisses it, shit's going to hit the fan. It's going to domino effect. But the Durham, as far as the Durham report, that's going to be they're going to wait until after the election. I know that for a fact too. It's going to be after the election. Unless they're just trying to like catch them off guard. I think so, because they're going to use the excuse, oh, they're doing it so Trump gets elected. Oh yeah, it's real fair. Use the justice system to arrest the former president or secretary. But you can say that? Wouldn't that be to know that this is going, not just that the fact that they're willing to offer something like such, the fact that, okay, I don't want to get too graphic, and one of the biggest ones, human trafficking and pedophilia. And then you enter the next realm, the elites, and what they're up to. These politicians are puppets. The elites pull the strings. So, let's see. That's how a secret society works. they make it so that nobody, only one or two or three or something like that, maybe three people know the whole story. That way, nobody can, get you, or if they're trying to get you. You have like a bunch of like one division working on something, another division working on something, another division working, another division, another division. That's how an intelligence community would be set up. That's how it is set up. All when you after talk when you say extensive, compartmentalize, well, you compartmentalize all the information. Signal analysis. So, SIGINT is the so okay. So I'll continue. I'm gonna try not to talk. I'm just gonna read. Solving calls 10-minute recess. Okay, let me see. All right, I don't care about that. I don't need to read. All right. Doing there. So that part wasn't. We don't need to know all those details. All right. So now, Lindsey Graham tells CBS News that he is working for the DNI letter to the fullest extent possible. So he's looking. So what Ratcliffe? Way. Just to help you understand, the reason it was so important to replace Coates, he was the head of the DNI. He was deep stater. Trump wanted one of his guys in there, right? I say our because the people, in my opinion. Like I said, I leave a little slither, a 1% chance, maybe 3% chance. We're actually going off a cliff. And it's just a way to subdue the type of people that would fight. We always have to consider that, but no, this is what I think it is, but I know it is. The important part that I should say is that the DNI, if you're the director of the DNI, what that means is it's not like that's just like another intelligence. You overlook all of them. You overlook them all. So, you. So Ratcliffe, with his notes, we're talking NSA, CIA, FBI, so they have to report to him. I'm pretty sure that's how it works exactly. Because there's 17 known intelligence agencies, many more. We had to take over a few of them. A few of them were like, literally, they had nothing but deep staters and they were up to no good. And they were taking advantage of this thing that we made called the Five Eye, which came out of some very interesting. We had someone in here talking about it the other night on the first Intel dump. It's called Project Lawn. Like Echo Lawn. Look it up for yourself. Lawn. Look it up for yourself. That leads to Five Eyes. We can't listen to our people, so we have Britain do it, Australia do it. Don't get confused. The it's weird, but I do know it should be called size. I would get the fifth one. There's museum. Anyways, that on it now too. And basically, what we do is we all spy on each other's citizens. Hey, if someone in England wants to spy on that poor guy say it right? Michael Robinson. They want to spy on him. Yeah. I'm trying to lie. So Michael, that was all right. Nothing ever happens directly. They're not stupid. These people are. They're corrupt. All they do is think about how they're going to be, and then practice being a bullshit artist. Sad. And how powerful he admitted. He knew it was bad, but so I mean, you know, our CIA has turned into a nation builder. That's what they do. They spread discourse, take down a leader they don't like, or doesn't want to mess with the petrodollar, or whatever it is, and replace them with the puppet that we have the string to. In the end, it benefits us, yeah, but not the people, but me, you, anyone in this room. It doesn't really help us at all. I think they should just disband the CIA. One of the greatest presidents. The world there could be that so easily. They could have fired off all types of nuclear weapons if they exist. I believe they exist because was the nuclear. I forget the name of the rate, but it has to do with nukes. He has a background with them. He used to work with them. But people who say they're not real, they're just, just hope they hit something. Like the flat Earth, flat, and just upset someone. But the Earth is not flat. You know how I can tell that? Through communications. I understand how line of sight. In order for me to speak to England, I can't do directly tower to tower, unless it depends with satellites. That's different. But if you want to do it secured, actually, you know what? I'm gonna shut up right now. But you need line of sight. I can say that. You need line of sight. You need to hit something in the middle and then connect to them. Because it's round. It's not straight. If it was straight, I could do it straight to them. You know what I mean? It's like if I wanted to send a pulse, little pulse at them. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So Lindsey Graham, I love this. This is a big one. What's she saying? I'm looking to declassify as much as I can. And I got to the bottom of this. It is so bad. We still have to talk to Comey, which, by the way, we're gonna play here as soon as we're done with position exactly fit he will. Abuse is accelerating. No reason I shouldn't be live, guys. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm a reporter with a check mark in the government mail. But this shit's not on here. There's no reason to. It wouldn't go. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm good. They're fuck. Now listen, that's what I worry about too. And like an animal, for instance, is dangerous. But when are they most dangerous? When they're backed into a corner and they know to be loud. So those who are the loudest are going to be the ones, basically, after Trump, even go after the American people, destroy our country, brainwash these kids, like inform. He told Trump to disavow white supremacists. Trump was like, what? Yeah, I'll white supremacists. You know what I mean? Like, and then he said Proud Boys too. Like, what are you doing? And he goes, "Dude, what's important?" He goes, "Of course I'm not a white supremacist." He goes, "I've done more for the black community than any president of all time." And that's true. Those opportunities don't, because the thing is, I go to these places all the time. I was in the hood the other day, and it was like you see, we actually were right next to this office zone. There's a place where you can go on computers, all type of stuff. They'll give you furniture. It's just a place. And he sets things like that up, helps people get educated. You know, he's given a boost, and it's working. And black people, they call it like the toxic. You know, I know that's kind of been around, but it's true. So, like, I understand how they feel. I get it, and bringing awareness to it is important. I've been beat. Oh, listen. I said this earlier. I've been beat, and I mean beat by the cops 3 times. So I mean, it's not always about color. You know, I didn't commit a crime either on any of them. Talk shit to police. I talk shit to them, and just where I grew up, I used to hate them. You know how many times they would whisper things in my ear. Like, I'll plant shit on you and send you away for 10 years. I could tell you stories. I just had when I was growing up, I got a lot of run-ins. But anyways, back to this. So the kids now are being brainwashed to get into these groups, and there's no difference between male and female. Yes, there is. And it's not just physically, it's every way. It's the way it goes. Take a psych. Last time people started messing around with this Marxism bullshit. You know how they overthrew Israel. They say 30 million. Some of these ideas don't work. I'm sorry. I'm actually, it's very disturbing to me that 35 days before an election, the director of national will release, oh, this is Mark Warner. He's a clown. Russian rumant. Rumant. What is that? There's human, SIGINT. These are all intelligence. Oh, rumored intelligence. He made that up. DNI Ratcliffe is abusing his position. No, he's not really as such by the intel community. And I think, sensitive sources and methods. So yeah, that's huge. That's huge. So basically the DNI, is going to be a closed session, and all of a sudden we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting. All I know is it's supposed to be bigger than that Hillary thing. Will you read the article? All right. Anyways, now censorship. Okay, we're gonna come back. All right, so I don't need to read that. All right. All right. So I just want to see what she had. All right. All right. So I just want to see what she has, because she has some good. I mean, we did get some good stuff, really good stuff. All right. So this is me putting it on Twitter. Now comes even bigger. Who's bigger than H? And Obama knew the CIA had briefed him. And, I think Samantha Power is, I want you to just see Graham. And the co-worker did express suspicion of the employee This is I forget. Yeah, this is they are done. They've had this ready forever. Don't be fooled when they said they act like they're just finding out, or like it's happening right now. No, they're just announcing it and going through these right now. The battle has already happened. I still think there's a battle to come because by the way, military tribunals, is it most likely going to, right? That's what it's going to be. If you're an agent of the government, and they would be charged for what I've heard, about 4, 5 people will be charged with treason. Treason. About 10 to 20 people with sedition. I mean, those treason. I mean, sedition will hang you from the neck until you die. That's what we did to. And different. He's right. He was to the Kurds. He was a bad guy, but we stabilized the Middle East. But you know what? Maybe that was supposed to happen because, according to the Bible, well, that's where the whole one God religion started in Iraq. It was called Mesopotamia. So maybe it's supposed to happen. Maybe it's all part of the plan. We have that Jubilee coming up. I just, never lose sight of that. Make sure you account for your sins. Get the sign, but not even see it. It'll be like a week later. Just the spirit, that spirit in me, like help me with that. If you're real, or now it could have been psychosomatic. Next. Why does it keep like resetting? But they want my information. Listen to everything. There's only 2 people here. I mean, if I go straight to James Comey testifying. It's on the video. It's like changing. He's going back to 0. They're messing with it. All right, I'm gonna start a new video if anyone's listening. These motherfuckers. It's all right. I got the information I wanted to, but no, I didn't get the guy saying it. I want them to hear the guy saying, and there's something even bigger coming. I want them to hear that. Well, at least I told them like 20 times. I don't think I showed them everything on the community. Yeah, I didn't show them all this shit, man. And I should have showed them the Q shit. Oh, man. What's going on? Am I live? Alright. There's nobody. Oh, there's 3 people here. I was just like, what is going on? They don't let me play stuff. So, and you know what? I think it's good to have a separate video of James Comey testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee. This is huge. Guys, it's happening. All right? That's what this is all about. The reason I did all this so early in the morning is because I saw that Comey was going to be testifying. Now he's testifying, but if you want to watch it here, you can. All right. I'm going to make another video, and we'll do it that way. All right. All right, guys. Wait, what I'm going to do right now, because what I'm about to show, I don't want this all one video because it's just too much. I'm gonna do the Comey right now. He's testifying, so I'm gonna put that in a separate video. Thank you. If I can figure out, this is the first time I ever used the internet like this. And that's the camera.